I'm John Hinkle, the senior pastor of First Presbyterian Church here in downtown Murfreesboro on the corner of College and Spring. And this is your Saturday morning preview of your Sunday morning sermon. And it is Saturday because I'm in my Saturday glory. You get me as I am. And as you can tell, I am so excited about tomorrow. It's our last summer Sunday, so we will worship at 10:15. Sunday school is at 9. What a great summer it has been of worship. It really has. And everybody I've talked to said, they're ready for 8:30, they're ready for 11, but they're also looking forward to next Sunday when we go back to the one service. So we thank you for your comments. They've been very helpful, and the worship team will use those comments and move forward with them. But Sunday is special because it's also our tailgate kickoff Sunday as we say goodbye to June and July and we move into August. So many great things are happening here, and we totally are pumped and ready to go. So remember what we're asking you to do. Look, I've got my Auburn stuff on. Here's my Auburn peacock. If you know, if you don't ask. And so we want you to come like you're coming to a picnic. For some of you, that's going to be really hard. I get it. I understand, but you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. And we want you to wear your team colors, whether those are your college colors or those are your favorite professional team, whether that is Mississippi State or the Titans. Come in your colors. I'm bringing a change of clothes so I can, have fun too. But we want you to come. We've got a great group that's signed up. We will have plenty of food. So even if you didn't sign up, don't hesitate to come. Okay. So that's first and foremost. I'm really hoping is that Jerry Hawkins brings his Mississippi State cowbell. But if he did, he'd probably just keep ringing it while I'm preaching. So maybe he shouldn't bring that. Anyway, let's talk about tomorrow's sermon. We're finishing up our series of sermons looking at the songs of my youth, specifically the songs I listened to in the summer of 1985. This Sunday, our song that we're going to listen to is Higher Love by Steve Winwood. Now, unlike last Sunday, which was kind of a stretch where we used Invisible Touch, but it still worked out. I really think Higher Love is spot on to what we're going to talk about. So our text tomorrow morning, it comes from the Gospel of John. And one of the things I will note is starting at chapter 13 and ending at 17. And of course, our text is going to be in chapter 15, verses 9 through 17. This takes place when Jesus is in the upper room with his disciples. Now, where John is so radically different than Matthew, Mark, and Luke is he takes this moment in the Gospel of John to lay out Jesus' last words to his disciples. This is, if you will, this is the last lesson before Jesus is arrested and crucified. When I was in seminary, I had a professor, and it was an honor to be part of what he did. He would have something called the last meal, and he would invite a group of students along with a few other professors and their spouses, no more than 12. And we would eat dinner together, have a glass of wine together, and then one of the professors would share with us his last words. If this is the last thing you could say to another human being before you left this earth, what would it be? And I'll be honest with you, I got to participate in 2 of those dinners, and 1, there wasn't a dry eye in the room, and 2, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. 1 was really heartfelt and emotional. It was sad. The other one was hilarious, but it was still came from the heart. Well, this is exactly what Jesus is doing in our text in these chapters, 13 through 17, but for us more specifically 15. And where we are in 15, so at the beginning of 15, what happens is Jesus said, I am the vine and you are the branches, meaning that those who follow Jesus Christ are connected to Jesus Christ. So what does that mean? Well, Jesus said that means that you have to love like I loved you. If you're going to be connected to me, if you're going to claim an identity in my name, then you have to love. In fact, Jesus says, a new command I give you, love one another. Now, listen, I get it. I've had this conversation with many people, including many people in this church. They say, well, John, that's all well and good, but that's not the real world, right? That's not the real world. The real world hates us. Well, guess what? In the following text, and we don't have time to go into this, but in the following text, Jesus says, hey, guess what? The world hates you. I get it. I just told you to love one another, meaning those in the world, in a world that hates you. And the world hates you because they hate me. Now, if the world doesn't hate you, guess what? That's because you look more like the world than you do me. But if you look like me, the world's going to hate you. But that doesn't change the command. You have to love one another. I say it in my sermon, that is hard teaching. Because our go-to when somebody hates us is to hate them back. Right? That's only natural. Our go-to when someone hates us is to hate them back. But Jesus says you don't have that luxury. As a matter of fact, I was doing some reading. This isn't a sermon, but I was doing some reading on John Calvin. And of course, Calvin made it very clear that we are broken, depraved individuals, that there's nothing we can do to earn, buy, steal our salvation. It is only through the grace of God that we are saved. And Calvin basically says, of course it's our go-to to hate someone who hates us. Because we're broken people. But if we have been justified and sanctified through Jesus Christ, then we will find it in us to push that hate down and love people. And love people. So that's just kind of a taste for tomorrow. So we're so excited about tomorrow. I'm so excited about the sermon. As we end this series, I'm excited that new things are happening. Next Sunday, Valerie will be back. Joyce will be back. Wonderful Wednesdays around the corner. We have Transition Sunday, August 7th. We have the blessing of the backpacks and our teachers, August 7th. Great things are happening. They are. I look forward to being with you.